Hi, this is Cynthia Ferguson. Today I want to talk to you about what is FA or Friedreich's ataxia. It is important for people to understand different genetic diseases and how a couple of mutations can change a person's life forever. I have a 20-year-old stepdaughter with FA. Through the years of specialists and many different doctors, and just taking care of her in general, I've learned a wealth of knowledge about FA and the side effect diseases. I would like people to realize how easy that your genetics can affect your future children, even if you don't have the disease yourself. Another reason is because people always ask me what she has, the cause of it, and if there's a cure. First, I will explain what the disease is, then, I will explain the side effect diseases and other symptoms of the disease. Lastly, I will explain if there is a cure or treatment for this disease. What is FA? FA is caused by two gene mutations, one from the father's side and one from the mother's side. Without a gene mutation on both sides, you can just be a carrier of the disease and not actually have the disease or its symptoms. That was the case for my daughter. Her mother was showing symptoms of the disease, and my husband was not, so we thought she had something different. Her mother actually had been diagnosed incorrectly when she was younger, so that's what we thought was going on with her. When we went in to have her tested, she did not test for that disease, so therefore they had to do different genetic testing, and that's when we found out that my husband was a carrier of the disease, but he did not have symptoms. We also found out that my stepson also was a carrier of the disease and did not have symptoms. So therefore I had to be tested for the disease to make sure that my husband and my husband and my children together, my son and my daughter, did not carry the disease themselves either. I did not carry the genetic markers, so therefore our children are okay. Now that I've shared some insight about what the disease is and what causes it, we'll look at some side effects and some side effect diseases caused by this disease. The biggest is the nerves controlling the muscles quit sending impulses to your extremities, breaking down the muscles. This makes using fine motor and general physical activity harder, with deterioration progressively getting worse over time. That is the case for my daughter. She started out being a regular, normal kid. About 5, she started falling all the time. We knew that her mother had a disease that caused this, so that's why we started worrying about her. By the time she was in 2nd grade, she was falling more than she was walking. So that's when we started pursuing to find out what the cure was, or what she actually had. And we found out that she had Friedreich's ataxia. Since that time, she went from being able to walk and be a normal child to being in a walker to being in a wheelchair to being part of the time to being in a wheelchair full time. Because the disease affects all muscles and affects your heart, lungs, pancreas, kidneys, and really any muscle in your body, then it has caused her to have different things done, such as for her heart and kidneys, she has to take medication to help keep her heart from thickening and her kidney functions working correctly. She has to have annual reviews of her heart to make sure she's not getting congestive heart failure. And they also monitor her kidneys to make sure she's not having kidney failure. Her lungs quit working correctly because she had developed such severe scoliosis that she couldn't breathe properly. So she had to have a surgery where they ended up putting in 2 rods, 23 screws, and 13 fusions to help her be able to breathe correctly. Because of the nerves that are controlling the muscles being a part of this disease, they couldn't properly test during the surgery, so therefore she lost some functionings that she had before surgery. So since then, she has not been able to get up or do anything without assistance since. She's also ended up to uh, having diabetes, so therefore she had to get put on insulin and to keep her blood sugars maintained. She has a severe case of diabetes because of the disease. It messes with both kinds of functions, high and low. So she has to take medications for type 2 and type 1 diabetes. Um, Now that I've covered some of the side effects of this disease and other diseases that it can cause, let's move on to my third point. So, when you find out about most diseases, your question is there a cure and what are the treatments? There is no cure for her disease. Um, they do have clinical trials, most of them are overseas, and she is aged out of the age gap for most of those. So, she does a lot of different treatments, the medications, and occupational therapy and physical therapy, which has inspired my daughter to go to school for occupational therapy when she graduates next year at UCA to be an occupational therapist. As spending so much time going to these things, she's really seen a lot of how this therapy can improve a person's quality of life. So she wants to help people like her sister and other people with her future. Uh, Kaylee, we've always tried to keep a positive outlook with her. She's never had a negative outlook. She's never asked why me. She has mostly always just had a really strong faith in her God and her family, and we've all supported each other. And that strong will and her never quit fighting aspect has always helped carry her through in life. Um, so As I conclude, I hope that everyone has a better understanding of Friedreich's ataxia, the side effects and other diseases of FA, and the treatment for FA and other side effect diseases caused by FA. I hope you take this information to better understand children and people with FA, and that a strong will and a good attitude can help you surcome most any obstacle in life. Thank you.